In this video tutorial, I want to show you how to do an assignment in the schoolwork interface of My Big Campus. Now, we're going to focus on a simple essay type assignment today, so I'm going to click on Schoolwork, and I'm going to click on Add New Schoolwork. Once again, here we have a list of the different options that we can choose, and you can mouse over the question mark to see a description of each of those. We're going to leave it set to assignment for this particular example. So I've typed in a name for a title for our assignment, and I'm going to put a description in this box as well. Okay, so a very simple description there. Now I can add any number of items to this initial description information page that I would like. I can attach something from the library or give them a link to a website. I can attach all those things right here. I am going to attach a rubric to this particular assignment, but I'm going to do it within the question. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page. It's going to tell me right up here when it's been saved, and it's going to move it on to the Questions tab. So I'm going to go over here to add a new question. Now there is an essay option right here that I can choose, and again we can mouse over this for a description of what is meant by an essay type question. I'm just going to quickly show you what that would look like. I've got that prepared here. Here's what the student side would look like of just a basic essay question. So here's the question, and here's a box for the student to type in their answer. So it's pretty simple. On the grading side, when the student submits that, it would look like this. You have the student's response down here, and then you have a place to put in your number of points, to put in your comments, to send it back if you want them to make revisions to it. So that's just a basic essay type question. What I'm going to do here in this example is I'm going to do a file upload question, because I want my students to type their essay in My Big Campus documents and share that file with me, and then I'll be able to go in and type in my comments in the paragraphs and highlight things and make edits to it to show them things that they may have done differently. So I'm going to choose this type of question. And here's our question window, and a place to type in our question, our writing prompt, or whatever information we want to give the student, including all these editing tools that we have here. We can set the number of points, we can attach items to this, and then we can submit the question to make it part of this assignment. So I'm going to fill this in. Okay, so I've typed in the topic for the essay, and then I've given the students some instructions. I'm going to have them watch a video that I have found about how to write a good essay, and so I'm going to attach that to this. So it's a library item. I'm going to search for it. Here it is. So I'm going to click on it. Now it always seems to me like it's not there, but if I scroll down, it really is underneath here, and I can close this and it's going to become attached when I save this question. It also tells the students to take a look at the rubric I'm providing. So I'm going to also add a file from my computer. You have to wait for it to load, and then I can close this out. So I have both the video and that rubric attached that I refer to in my instructions here. The student's going to create a document in My Big Campus Documents, and they're going to share it with me, and there are instructions for how the student can do that here as well. Then they're going to attach their My Big Campus document to their submission when they turn it in. So I have my number of points set, I have my files attached, and I'm going to click Add. Here's what the question will look like. You've got the instructions. The video that I attached is embedded right within the question, and here's the PDF that I want the students to access. Now I can come up here and add more questions if I'd like, but this is really all I need to give my students, so I'm going to click Save. I'm going to wait for it to tell me that it was saved. I can move on to the standards area, and here I can select my state and drill down into the standard I want to choose, and I can click the plus arrow to move them over there. I'm going to skip that step for our tutorial today. I'm going to move on to the Assignees area. I can take a look at what the student will see when they view this assignment. So let's do that real quick. Here's the instructions, here's the video, here's the rubric, Here's where the student can attach a file like a word processing document from their computer, but they can also attach a document from their My Documents area, which is what I'm instructing them to do. So we're going to go back here, and now we're going to assign it to the class I want to give this group this assignment to. So when I go here, I can see all of my class groups listed, and I'm going to select the group I want to give this assignment to, and I can select many groups and move them all over here with those green plus signs. I need to set the date that I want this assignment to start, as well as the time. So I can click on this to bring up a calendar, and I can adjust the time as well. The due date that it needs to be turned in by. And it's really important that you pay attention to these, because if we're outside of this window, the student will not be able to submit their assignment. The password box allows me to set a password so that the students cannot access the assignment and complete it until I have given them the password to do so. Maximum submissions will allow the student to submit the same assignment more than once if you want to give them that option. You can allow them to turn it in late. You can also give them a time limit. I don't think that would probably be a good idea for this essay writing, but if you wanted to practice that for standardized testing purposes, you could give them a time limit in which to write their essay or to complete this assignment. The retake threshold, if you put a percentage in here, the student will have to score over that percentage, and if they do not, as long as you've increased the maximum number of submissions, they'll be allowed to retake it until they do score over that number. But these two things have to work together. If you're going to put a retake threshold on here, make sure you increase the maximum number of submissions. We have a few other options. We can show the students their results on completion with a question type like this. That's really not something that, these first two are not something that's going to be effective. This would be more for a quiz option. But you can also do this option, create a new discussion for groups. If I check this box, when I create this assignment, My Big Campus will automatically generate a discussion in that class's group where they could post questions they have about this assignment and you could answer them. So that's a really nice option. I'm going to click Save. And now this assignment will be assigned to those students. And if I go back to my schoolwork interface, here is the assignment that I just created, and I can see how many people need to have it graded, how many people have turned it in, what I've already scored, what percentage might be available. If you have any questions, please be sure to post that on My Big Campus so that somebody can give you some help.